Oh, yes, good morning once again, and thank you for keeping it to Church of Uganda Family TV. This is now Issues at Hand, where we get to discuss issues of national importance, issues that do matter in our communities. Now, I understand some of you could be aware of what is going on, that is in regards to the trading sector, to the traders sectors, what is happening, where URA came out and, of course, had a say on the Groupage cargo here in our country, Uganda, where most of you, you team up and, of course, use maybe like one container to bring in your goods into the nation. But, well, URA has a response to that, and, of course, it is going to be the technical team to discuss that for us and give us the stand of traders also here in what the traders are able to internalize when it comes to such a guideline that has been given by URA. Well, here with me is the chairman, Kampala Capital City Traders Association, Kasita, Mr. Thaddeus Musoke. It is a pleasure to have you this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
I want to thank you for this opportunity. And for our viewers, I think it's going to be a very great show. We just request you maybe to follow up, since it's also time for work, so that we try to balance the board. But I think these issues are so important because they tackle on every Ugandan.
Yeah.
Yes. I think you will enjoy viewing this show.
That's important. Now, starting first and foremost, can someone out there understand what groupage cargo is? What is groupage cargo in simple terms?
Groupage cargo, it can be called also consolidating. Because, you know, before Uganda, we could bring as many containers as possible. Unfortunately, because of the narrow market and demand, we no longer bring so many containers. We have talked this with the government and the ministry on several forums, because we used to enjoy the market of Rwanda. We used to enjoy the market of Tanzania, and then Congo, then South Sudan. By the before Uganda was like the Dubai of Africa, because the location is so wonderful. The least internet need, why should a Congolese travel all the way to Kenya to buy or to Dubai? But unfortunately now the taxes were increased. And because, you know, you can, when they increase, I think even it was because of the East African community. You find that Kenya has more advantage to Uganda. It has the cost. The taxes are relatively fair to Ugandan taxes. You find now the withholding. Withholding is on 2%. Here it's 6%. They don't have infrastructure levy, which is 1.5. They don't have the VAT for Kenya is 16%. Here is 18. So already with the cost of transportation to Uganda. So by the time the goods reach Uganda, already you cannot compete with Kenyan. So most of our neighbors prefer to purchase from Kenya than Uganda. And what Rwanda did, they intervened, the government engaged the business community, and fully they invested in the business community. So they go direct to import where we used to import. They no longer purchase from here. So that already has a direct impact on our sales. So what we do, because of the low sales and even capital issues, we try to come together like 10, 20, someone can just 10 or 20, so that we use one container. So this enables us to fit the bills. So because of issues, when you so many, you try to get someone who is a little bit financially stronger than other colleagues. So that one is like the chairman of the container. For us, we refer to him as the container leader. So he clears, sometimes even gives these goods on credit. Sometimes these container leaders, you can give him your money and purchase for you, so that even you don't need to go to Dubai or China. So they just bring your goods here in your shop. So they clear all the taxes. So that is the system which URA wants to ban. So what Kasita did after getting that notice, and we strongly started engaging our members.
Okay.
And we discovered some of the container leaders were misbehaving, some. But we have mechanism like mediation, because most of the issues which arise in the business community, we call the warring parties, we sit and try to harmonize. But we discovered some container leaders were cheating some of our members. For instance, the taxes, because when in our downtown we call it enjawulo. We call it enjawulo. It's like after clearing, somehow he can increase on the costs.
Okay.
Because sometimes they use loans. For us, we are okay with it on condition. If someone is not contented, you can sit and harmonize. So URA thinks that they are cheating. They are cheating traders. So after these several engagements, what we have decided, because we had to make a research, URA wants everyone who wants to consolidate, who wants to use one container, but when the ownership is more than one, to have his separate bill. A separate bill, and the TIN number, so that each one pays his amount of taxes independently. So, my brother, this is the disadvantage of that. The disadvantage, first of all, it makes the operation costs very costly. Why? I want to base on the document which we carried out the research. There is agency fees. Agency fees is 500,000.
Okay.
In the other one, we could share. 500, you divide by 10. So you find this affordable. Then there is what they call capturing an entry. That is a cost. That is 200. Then there is transfer fee. That is 150. Then there is PIVOC. PIVOC, this is to see that the goods meet the standards required here. That is $250. And then also there is warehouse handling and storage. Minimum is 500,000.
Wow.
So in the other system, all these costs will save that money. In the other, now the system which URA wants have to meet all these bills. So our position was, can URA accept to have the two alternatives?
Okay.
If a trader wants to have a separate bill, he can use that avenue. If he's not comfortable, because the other separate bill is not affordable at all to a trader, especially someone who is just starting business with limited capital. You have seen the costs. Furthermore, what it did, when they were releasing this notice, what shocked our members, even they increased what they call values. These are taxes. They used. Let me give a scenario. For the gin, which was being valued at $1.75. Now, when you go there to clear, it is $20.18.
Wow.
So it's telling us, comrades, traders, we are partners. This system which I'm bringing is very wonderful. The other container leaders are cheating you. Now I've come to save you. Unfortunately, they have increased the taxes.
Wow.
I want to quote another one. Then that is almost 25% increment. Then on the kachi, this kachi casual trousers, we used to pay $1.63. Now it is $3.6. This is almost 88% increment. So this totally annoys the trading community. And even what shocked us, It's like we are just, having the conference for the women. We had the conference for women in business, the other side of Old Kampala. Then we had URA is meeting leaders of traders. Oh, we were shocked.
Which leaders?
We don't know. Then later,
Wow.
we sent there also our spies to see exactly what was taking place. So what we discovered, it was parading masqueraders, people pretending to be business leaders.
Okay.
And even we had a phone conversation with the Commissioner General for URA. I told him that URA, you have all the mechanism to identify someone who is in business and someone who is not in business. We know that gentleman. He has been always coming to our Kasita offices that he wants to be given money to start a business. Then how can he be
a leader?
A leader? Secondly, when we scanned the population, sincerely, the population, I think they got maybe these students in holiday, and they put them at the hotel to enjoy lunch. Because you can easily know someone who is importing. They have the TIN numbers. They have the TIN numbers. They know the address of Kasita. Because even Kasita, Uganda, it has been in existence now 25 years. Also, I need to make a correction. You said it's Kampala City Traders Association. 25 years back, it was Kampala State Traders Association. Because the brand was so strong to introduce a new name, we renamed it Kasita, Uganda. So we prefer to use the abbreviation because it is more known than rebranding. So that's why now Kasita, Uganda, we have structures throughout the country. So what we did, because we are promoting now, even we want to establish our own bank, but we started by establishing a cooperative. For it is called the Uganda Allied Business Community Cooperative. So with that national character. So because we thought now if you change it totally, it may confuse with our trademark. So because we decided to go into MOU, not contract, MOU, to see that how can we relate with URA. Because it's everyone's responsibility as a Ugandan to pay taxes. So we decided to go into an MOU to start sensitizing our members because the issues related to taxes is a very, very big project where sometimes we need a lot of sensitization, which has been going on so well. Hand in hand, Kasita, Uganda, throughout the country, and URA. So we are thinking the notice wasn't in good faith. Because if you have an MOU with Kasita, you'd have someone in the leadership of Kasita. Because we have sector leaders. We have the Chikubo business community. We have Chiembe business community. We have Ham business community. We have the Atayas who deal in garments. We have the hardware sector. We have the mobile phone sector. We have the IT. So we have all sectors clearly stipulated. So we are wondering, how can you start having a function with masqueraders? And even before releasing such a notice, URA has all the facilities. I'm just a call away. Even they know our address. They would have told us, we have got complaints that traders are not comfortable with container leading system. Let us have an engagement. We just mobilize the traders, the number they wish to host, and we go there. He makes inquiries direct from the traders. He makes direct from the what? From the traders. And they have that engagement. They complain. Why are the traders not comfortable with the other separate bill?
That's right.
Can the URA administration intervene and relax the other terms so that it can interest the traders to embrace the other new system? And even it could be a gradual process. Improve the other system, clearly show the trader the advantages, show the trader the disadvantage of the system which currently is being embraced. automatically they will migrate to the other system. But the approach, I think URA didn't handle it so well. So what we did, we had several engagements to see that even how do we now regulate the container leaders. So what we agreed with the container leaders and even the cargo companies, that now any cargo company which allows someone to lead the container, because after being bribed, they were charging $200, no, $2,000. Some were giving that offer to lead because you were a relative, because you are a friend. So we had to streamline that someone should be a lead, should be a businessman, a businesswoman, recommended by the leadership of the trader, basing on the sector. If government so hardware, where someone is well known, and also should have a bigger part of the container consignment. You find we discovered that people were booking containers without even a single bag. So without a consignment, just to get in jowl on the container. Secondly, cargo companies which misbehave and follow what we have discussed, we are going to start to blacklist them and mobilize traders to stop carrying out any transaction with them. So we could limit them. And even where issues could arise, maybe it's, misunderstandings, our mediation channels are so clear. You first go to the chairman of the sector, for example, the attire. You sit in the committee. If they fail to handle, it can be referred to the top leadership of Kasita. If it's not handled, we have a special committee with the commercial court. Also, I do represent the business community there. It can refer to the commercial court. So there are processes which are so clear and respected in the law. So what we think that currently, what we are having now for today, we're having a special session, a special meeting with our traders. Reason, some traders thought that our leadership isn't doing enough to handle their issues. They are preparing to march to URA today. I told them, no, please, that's not necessary. Let us handle this issue in a more professional and ethical way. So we're having a special meeting to clearly transfer what we have discovered through. We had instituted a committee to carry out some research, so that tomorrow, because URA wanted to meet us on Monday, after getting the information that traders are going to march to the headquarters.
That's when they
I told them, no, we can handle it. We have to talk to them, and we give them hope that engagements are ongoing. So tomorrow at 4, the Commissioner General confirmed. He had a busy schedule in the morning, but at 4 we are going to have a special meeting with the leadership structure. After agreeing, then we shall call a bigger meeting for the traders after harmonizing. But I think that could be the first, I think, measures URA could have done. Unfortunately, they are now implementing it, but better late than never. Because for the traders, they need clearly to be engaged. Even if by the way you are introducing a new system, we know how projects are being handled. First, engage the stakeholders. Let the stakeholders understand the system. And also, basing on the research we have discovered, I don't want to disclose the companies, but some companies, because some of our traders, they are ignorant about tax procedures. So some companies which were assisting the traders to clear goods were claiming VAT. As they claim VAT, just imagine, I don't know, you can use a simple calculator, on a container which is around 200 million, when they charge you 18%, 18%, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
Plus 6%. 6%, this is withholding, the other one VAT. So the companies were claiming back that money. So one company was claiming around 1.5 billion. That's what I hear, just, through the cold doors. So what URA did, it instituted an audit on that company. So the team which did audit recommended 900 million. So I don't know if they paid or they didn't, but I think URA wasn't contented. So later, there is another department, it's called the Tax Investigation Department, took up the file. So they discovered this company doesn't have a shop, but it was assisting the traders to clear. Because when you put goods in one container, they charge you the taxes, you give them, they clear. So they are mandated to claim VAT refund. The only unfortunate part that after getting that money, they don't distribute with the traders. They were taking it.
They keep it themselves.
But for the trader, you know, a trader, what he wants, have I got my goods at my shop?
Sure.
When I sell, can I get something, little margin of profit? He's comfortable. So they're ignorant that even they should have claimed the VAT. So that's why we think that with these engagements, if the trader clearly identifies that if you're having a separate bill, these other costs which you fear, when you claim the VAT, you can balance. We are fine, for us, we are trying to see what solutions, because as Kasita, we have to be between URA and the traders.
Yes.
So we have to, first of all, to protect our traders. So also we need to find solutions which can facilitate startup businesses. We have our sisters, our brothers who have just finished university. They have looked for jobs, they have failed to get jobs. So they need to survive. They need to come into business. So that's what we have to do as Kasita. So briefly, that's the issue which is within the trading community. And because even the other issue, let me give you an example. Currently, most of the containers are stuck. People cannot afford to clear them. So URA was trying to send messages. I think the messages we are trying to warn the traders that if you don't come to clear the container, for us, we are going to open it with you, even if you are not there. Which also we think is wrong.
It is not
people
appropriate.
will sue it. So, but they are claiming that it is within the law. But what is causing this to failure to clear the containers is because the values were overhiked. The increment is totally not favorable. Because I think what most of the time they argue is that they are trying to promote local industries. But we need to balance. Because it's we who buy goods locally, manufactured here.
Yes.
Of course, we are the customers. But sometimes there's what they call preferences. That some of the goods manufactured here, the quality is still lacking. So they are the quality. Our comrades, we have engaged them. That's why Kasita, we signed an MOU with them to make sure that we have our cardio coordination, because we are all in the private sector. Because even there was a very serious issue practice by this so unethical, where I'm at Nabugabo. You're having a factory which is manufacturing jeans all the way from Mbali. So I give you the money, you supply the jeans. I have clients in Wakiso, Mukono, and Jinja. They come from all those sides. They come to Nabugabo to purchase. And what they were doing, then they could have trucks to engaging our customers and give them at the same price. So you are in Nabugabo stack, where they win our customers.
Distributing.
They are distributed the goods there. So for us, what we are trying to, for survival, that you have Ugandan products which have flooded all the market, and of where the quality is not all that the best, and then you have what is imported. Even if it's high, it's somehow costly, Ugandans nowadays want quality.
Yeah, that's very true.
You find that they will opt for quality than quantity. So when you have different products in the shop, you find that at least someone who cannot afford the other expensive one can buy this cheap one. But now when they over restrict importation, they over inconvenience importation, even what scared us, I heard on some of our subgroups, that even now they want to record, as you are going out, how much money are you traveling with?
Wow.
So our traders are thinking now, these people totally, they are on our neck.
Okay.
But our other recommendation was let URA engage real traders on new policies which they have to implement.
Okay.
Secondly, let us try to find a win-win situation. Because even we quoted, the president said, before they implement anything, any new measures, they have to engage the traders so that we avoid the other strikes which used to happen, which happened last year.
Yes.
We can operate with harmony. As Ugandans, we have to meet our obligations, because paying taxes is every Ugandan obligation. The government has to meet its expenses, and also it has to avail with Ugandans with the services which we need.
Oh, wow. Very interesting. Quite a number of information coming in here. I hope you are following very keenly. And now when we return from the break, we shall be talking about the impact this has caused to the traders, but also to the entire economic implications that have been faced due to this regulation that is coming up. We'll take a short break and return with more of this discussion.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Oh yes, welcome back. You are watching Issues at Hand, and today we are exploring the impacts of the groupage cargo management, which has been introduced by URA to handle some of these issues. But of course, there are quite a number of reactions coming in from the public, the traders, and the economic world on so many things, inconvenience and also unfairness, things like that. But now, here with me is Dr. Thaddeus Musoke, the chairman for Kasita Uganda, and we are discussing this to its core. So before we go to the interventions, Dr. Thaddeus, what are the implications to the traders down there? The implications of this?
Currently, the implication is when you go downtown, you find that the shops are empty. They don't have stock now. They don't have stock, and the few who have stock, they have increased the prices. Because with such they cannot clear. And worst of all, what URA has done again, we hear that some people were having some goods in a container. I think they opened some containers. They start calling, basing on the consignment, calling the calls, phone calls, which are written on some cargo, that to come and clear independently.
Wow.
But now this one says that if you are calling me, URA, you know my shop, you have my team, and now we're here with the new amendments. Our NIN numbers are going to work like team numbers. So you cannot run. So our traders are saying, why can't URA give us these goods on credit? Tax credit, yes. Because this leadership of the containers were availing us goods on credit. You get your goods, you sell, and you pay them. And so it was a little bit more flexible. So the situation is
now
not.
You have to first pay.
The situation is not fine. Our comrades, the tempers are high. When you are on those WhatsApp groups, they are very tough. When I told them no, there is no matching to URA today, because I want them, they will arrest you, and then you are going to start rushing to courts. Let us first embrace engaging and dialogue. We think when you engage, it can give us positive results than arrests, intimidations, which can happen. And we're happy that even the administration of URA accepted dialogue to make sure that we can streamline. And by the way, that's the best approach. Because if now currently the traders cannot clear the goods, what happens? Also, they are losing their targets. So we think that streamlining, by the way, through these engagements, we decided if we streamline the ownership and liability structures, especially in case of any unfair treatment to the client, this can be a great solution. And also, the other recommendation was that we are trying to harmonize, that let us establish agency buying agreements and sales agreements. Because before I could come, I tell Issa, have my money, no written document. You are going to buy for me this and this. So I think this brings some misunderstandings. So we need now to embrace documenting, that have authorized you as you're going to China, you are going to buy for me this and this and this and this. So when you buy using your cargo company or anyone who have consolidated in that container, you have to give me a document showing that you are the one who has released me the goods. So the practice of URA coming in our shops and confiscate all the goods in those shops has to be eliminated. Because when you ask me, how do you clear? I didn't clear, but I have my sales agreement. Secondly, I have, it can be like a delivery note or a sales agreement that I bought from Misa, this and this, or he bought for me, and after I released the goods for me. He handled everything. So all the documentation which URA needs will be available. Then review of the garment clearance policy, because I've told you the customs were unfairly hiked. Furthermore, that we need also to remind URA that Uganda has a general agreement with the trade organization, World Trade Organization, which is called WTO. So with this, the tariffs are used, it's called GATT valuation. GATT valuation agreement. So you value a commodity basing on how you bought the commodity. But this system of the kilo is totally, I don't know why URA is so interested in kilos. But they are making our motherland lose a lot of taxes. Because this one, let me give an example. There are shirts which are expensive, and then there are shirts which are fairy, then there are shirts which are low priced, basing on the quality. So the system they are using, even if a shirt is expensive, the charges are flat. The kilos, like I explained. So what does it mean? This is illegal. You're supposed to charge basing on how much I bought. If I purchased, let me say in Dubai, they use dirhams. So if I bought a shirt in Dubai at 20 dirhams, that's around 25 Ugandan shillings. So you have to use that, my invoice. But when we present the invoice, they say, you traders, you have rushed to NASA. So totally, URA doesn't trust traders. So also, we need to change that attitude. And even they have all the measures to verify. You know what? Sometimes they told us, but when you bring your prices on the invoices, are so fair. But we told them, let us use an example of Uganda. When you base on the shops on Kampala Road, the shirt cost is totally different from a shirt cost from Nabugabo. Because sometimes Kampala Road shops, they purchase from Nabugabo and they bring in their shops here in Kampala Road or Jinja Road. So they are slightly expensive.
Yes.
But because in Nabugabo, they sell in big quantities, wholesale, their prices are fair. So we told them, so if you go to the shop at Kampala Road and you base on that, the towers are cheaper. For us, when we travel, we look for outlets which have offers. Sometimes we told them, do you know what they call ngolos? You know, we have also our terms, are they called slangs there for the street? The ngolos is like dead stock. One time we told them, you know what they call kuyiriba? When we were arguing the VAT, the kuyiriba, they could not understand Ivayiribi. But you know, it's like when you don't have the commodity, you don't have a shirt, but you have got a customer who wants exactly this size of a shirt, you have to go to a colleague to get that shirt, not to lose this customer, and to make sure the loyalty of the customer, you have to attain that. So they need to first of all understand how do we operate to build that trust. So the gut valuation issue is so important. It's very important. I think also stakeholder engagement and consultations. Stakeholder engagement and consultations.
Okay.
So that you can understand. And after these engagements, also we need to have follow-up meetings to evaluate what was discussed. Is it being implemented? But the URA can operate at ease because we decided traders sometimes used to get annoyed with URA because the law officers were so rough. The way they were handling our members at times was not human. So with that now harmony, what's wrong with engaging? How we told you, because they understood after we demanded another engagement with the rightful traders, not masqueraders. They accepted because they know we can solve this. We are Ugandans. We can sit, discuss. If I'm wrong, tell me where I'm not right.
Okay.
So that we move. By then, business, you cannot move when you are not in good books. Yes, they can freeze your account. They can lock your shop. They can arrest you. They have a lot of mandate. What saves the trader is such vibrant leadership of Kasita and well-structured associations. Okay. So it's the power of the traders. You know, our comrades, they say people power. For us, it's the power of the traders, and that's where Kasita has that mandate. Okay. And also to make sure, yes, we don't want to misuse our mandate as leaders. Also, we need to make sure our traders also in right books.
Yeah.
Are they meeting their obligations?
Okay.
Are they paying taxes? And with this also, we promised URA when you engage traders, even tax invasions, you will avoid them because the market will be fair. People will be paying taxes. If you all pay taxes, it means the market is leveled. So the only challenge is also we have got another challenge. We have our comrades who don't pay taxes, and they smuggle goods into the market.
Okay.
Yes, they smuggle goods into the what? Into the market. Also, some pretend to be investors, mainly foreign investors. They bring finished goods and claim their raw materials.
Okay.
And raw materials, they don't pay taxes. So they also flood the market. Also, we discovered when we were engaging our comrades here in Chiyembe and Ham, these are small tailors. They have tailoring machines. They make clothes. Unfortunately, the textile, the material, the raw material used to make these clothes is taxed.
Yeah.
Yes, it's taxed. 35%. 35%, just imagine that there is 35%, there is 18%, there is 6%. When the other so-called investors, they don't pay this money. So is the ground fair?
Not at all.
So when you go to Chiyembe to buy a shirt, you find that locally made here, it will be costly.
Because of
And it has also hindered them to come together to make bigger companies. Because if you have one sewing machine, and when they come like 10, they would have made a small factory. But they cannot compete with others.
Yeah.
So we need to discuss more. The good thing now, also we are complaining that most of the investors who come here, they are given tax holidays. We are happy with these new interventions. Now I hear the parliament, startup businesses are not going to be paying taxes. So you find that at least sometimes the government hears, sometimes doesn't, but we need to still engage them.
Okay.
And we fight to make sure our businesses are protected. So I think those are some of the interventions.
Quite interesting. So in such a period of time as you're still engaging with URA and also URA coming in, what is your call to the traders down there during such a period of time as you try to harmonize the ground?
No, I'm shocked. Before we used to tell the traders, at least let us strengthen our solidarity. Currently, the solidarity is too much. I request them, let us be calm. Let us avoid any violent acts on that side. Let us respect the leadership. And our official communication, it has to come from me or the spokesperson, Haji Sasichito, to make sure that we avoid uncoordinated communication.
All right.
I was forced to release some messages. It was at night on Sunday, because I had some people wanted to go on front with you. A trader, when he sees that the business is going to collapse, and we have bank loans, we have rent issues, now fees, and others. So someone cannot be at comfort zone.
Yeah, that's right.
But let us be strong. Let us embrace this meeting for today at Kasita Secretariat. We're having a meeting at 2, so that we can transfer whatever we have discussed and researched on. After agreeing, the leadership will have a position paper to present to URA. And I think we shall try to come out with something.
Maybe any message to government or URA in this regard?
I want to thank them for accepting to meet the trading community, because they have to. We are the bosses. We pay the taxes, and let them embrace openly these engagements. Let us avoid One time I was talking to one of the officers. I want to protect him because he may be fired. He told me, you people, these people, the top management is determined to crush container leaders. But that's not necessary. It's not crushing. Let us find a win-win situation. If there are issues with the consignments of container leaders, how can we improve than banning them? How can we try also, by the way, why even the separate bill? I told you one disadvantage, that the delay, also there is a delay in clearing. Why? When you are 30 people in the container, each one of you is supposed to bring a clearing agent.
Okay.
A clearing agent. So even these people of URA, they feel they don't want to work on you. They try to beat around the bush because it takes more time.
Yeah.
And also, so we need to harmonize on that. So because if you are using a container leader, the clearing can take 1 day, 2 days. The container is out. But when you are using a separate bill, even it can take a month. So let the processes be eased. So what is also inconveniencing? If you go that this is my separate bill, give me my goods. Say, you wait also for your colleagues. So what is the essence of having a separate bill? One of them told us that the problem why they want all of us to come together, that goods were disappearing. So some cargoes disappearing. So you find that the best way is consolidating or to improve the other system which URA prefers and engage and show us the advantages, because they are saying with these container leaders, they are cheating the traders, they are killing the businesses. The other one can do wonders and miracles to revamp the businesses which are collapsing. So you never know, but let us get feedback. Feedback is very important than insisting before getting feedback.
Wow, very important. Now today you have a meeting, and also our time is well spent. As we wind up, what is your last message to the people out there, but also what do we expect from the meeting?
No, but by the way, also, when we are at Kololo the other time, we stood our ground that we have to participate into politics. A reason, the government respects numbers. And also the government respects your influence in politics. Most of the traders finance these politicians, but under the table. We fear to put our heads here at the front. So this time we are requesting them, let us fully participate in politics. We need MPs from the trading community so that they can present us well in parliament. What shocked us, just imagine, a bottle of water which can cost 500 shillings to be penalized 6 million. So sometimes our members in parliament, they don't consult, and they don't understand how the Muyiribi can survive. So please, the trading community, when you see your Muyiribi colleague, please try to support. And for us, we shall not consider colors. Let me give an example for us in Kasita. Everyone has his own political party. I have my own, my vice has his own, everyone. But what brings us together is our business. So please, even if someone is in the color you don't support, if it's a Muyiribi, support to make sure that at least also our influence can be felt. I'm telling you this, when traders start to wake up and support their colleagues, even MPs will start to respect us. One time I was talking to one of my colleagues, he's in one of the MPs in opposition. He told me, Chairman, you people, you are very rich. When we are demonstrating the other time, you told us don't come to the city. And even you issued a statement. So that when people riot, they steal your goods in the shop. And by the way, we are right. So this time, to table your issues in parliament, collect at least 300 million. 300. So we think that if by the parliament, we have supported our land friend. Most of them, they are lawyers. So they are a little bit green about how we kuiriva, how we survive. So when we take our own, I think we can be well represented.
Okay.
So that's a very good information because this year is political. They have to feel us that we are here as the business community, and we have to stand strong so that our voice, our interests also are felt.
Okay.
And by the way, now business is war. You are seeing what is happening in America. So when we become soft, people will take us for granted. I heard one time, is it Tanzania? Someone, there is a country which blocked Tanzania from selling the rice. So they blocked. So we need to be aggressive so that our interests can be respected. For God and my country, thank you for this opportunity. The lady behind the cameras, the producers and the management, always to give a chance for the business community to air our concerns.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Thaddeus Musoke, who is the chairman, Kasita Uganda. We really appreciate for the messages you've given us here, but also giving us a light of what is happening out there in the business community. We also want to appreciate you, viewer, for staying on, and I believe you have picked one or two things, but majorly is understanding what is happening down there. We want to appreciate you as well for joining us this morning. We cannot go past this hour. My name is Luke